Montreal Canadiens are proud to select Ivan Demidov.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another live post-game show of the Curfew Boys. Sunday, April 27th, Game 4 of Round 1 at the Bell Center. And we are not in a happy mood.
I'm fucking disgusted.
Not one bit. This sucks. This sucks. The Montreal Canadiens fall to the Washington Capitals by a final score of 5-2. And the Canadiens now trail in the series 3-1, going back into Washington, down 3-1. It's not over. But my goodness, it's crazy how one player and a couple of bad decisions outside of the player's control can change everything. I am Sammy. He is Anthony. We are the Curfew Boys. Thank you for tuning in live on YouTube and on Twitter, also known as X. Like and subscribe. It's absolutely free. Come take part of this conversation, even though I feel like it's not going to be a happy one, not one bit in Habs Nation. All of the episodes are available audio format on platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Follow the Curfew Boys on Twitter, also known as X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. This episode is sponsored by Habs Cave. Our boy Sunil is a big supporter and a big-time member of the Montreal Canadiens community who's got the best Montreal Canadiens memorabilia cave, man cave for every Habs fan out there. Follow Habs Cave on Instagram. Sunil is awesome. Also by Les Délices Lafrenière, some of the best pastries you could have in the Montreal area and the surrounding areas. They got 6 different locations. Visit lesdeliceslafrenière.com for more information. They are simply delicious, simplement délicieux. If you love cakes and cannolis like we do, Les Délices Lafrenière is the place to go. And last but not least, to my boy Mike from Mike's Barbecue Rub, Canadian homemade product for barbecue spices on vegetables, fish, meat. He uses those spices to create his own Mike's Barbecue Rub brand of chips that are amazing as well. Give Mike's Barbecue Rub a follow and a shout on Instagram and visit mikesbarbecuerub.com. Folks, don't forget to rub your meat, even though I don't think there's going to be many of that tonight. I'm laughing at my pain, Anthony.
I'm mad at myself as well.
What did you do?
No, I'm just no, it's just fuck. Like I said it when the season ended that I couldn't care less what happens. I'm just happy.
But we kind of do now.
But I'm invested now only because
that's a good way that's a good word. We're invested, man. Fuck yeah.
Because of I did not expect to see this the way they're playing as a team and
yeah.
Game 1 was winnable and we lost in overtime due to a stupid referee call. Okay, let's move on to game 2. Game 2 also winnable. Again, do not want to blame the whole loss on the refs, but yes, there was many moments where we could have pointed fingers at them.
Cross-checking to the face there.
Face and all that.
Field, yeah.
I could have changed everything. So now we're down 2-0. Game 3. We came out fucking strong.
Yeah.
There was no referee issues on both sides. It was a fair game on both ends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The right calls were made. And guess what? We won the game. We won the game. When the refs were true and honest and played fair, we fucking won the game. Now let's fast forward to game 4.
Oh.
See, this is why I'm so mad at myself, because yes, I just wanted to, I couldn't care less. But now knowing that there's winnable games out there and we're losing because of one stupid fucking thing, that's why I'm pissed. That's why I'm pissed.
Yeah.
This is again, I said it last episode when I was with Chris alone. We're not, those biased fans that want to blame the refs. We're not those types of people. We're you know real Habs fans, and we'll shoot the shit and we'll say the truth when it's needed. We play bad, we're gonna say they're bad. They play good, we're gonna say they're good. We're not one of those fans. Oh, it's the refs' fault. We lost. No, we're not like that. But guys, it's there.
There's no way in hell they played terrible tonight.
They
There's
didn't.
no way in hell.
No.
And nobody can say no, and I know you're not saying this, but nobody out there, for those that watch this game, there's nobody out there that could say that the Canadiens played bad tonight. I don't even think there was a single period where they played bad. Unfortunately, hockey is a game of mistakes. Hockey is a game of mistakes by the players, but hockey is also a game of mistakes by the referees. And Anthony, you said it best. We're not those types of fans to blame the refs for everything, but tonight's game was one of the worst. Like, to the point where I had friends and colleagues who don't, like, one friend who doesn't even watch hockey religiously like I do, probably doesn't even know the names of half the players on the Montreal Canadiens team. But he's working tonight at the station, and he's watching the game with his colleagues for sure. And he texted me saying, "What the hell are these refs doing?" Like, imagine that. If somebody doesn't know hockey is texting me saying, "What the hell are these refs blind or something?" Like, mind you, I don't know if he's getting influenced by his colleagues, but that's a whole other story. Like, it doesn't make sense. Another colleague of mine and a buddy that I played hockey with and that we lost in our finals on Wednesday, like, he texted me saying, like, are these the refs from the league that we play in? This, like, I don't understand how, like, some of these calls, like, even the guys on Sportsnet were saying, like, I don't like these calls. They're not strong calls at all.
That guy's interference.
Dude,
What the fuck was that?
give me a break. Stay on your feet. Like I get it. It's to some people, especially those outside of this fan base, they could say, yeah, it was a late hit, sure. But, like, man, times during the regular season, he does that. He just follows the guy. It's sort of finishing your check in a sense, not a body check along the boards, but kind of like an open eye hit. Some refs let it go, some don't. Give me a break, man. The way the guy fell, like, he's a player that's the same size and height as Arbor, and he falls like that as if he slipped on a banana peel. Like, give me a fucking break.
And Savard's trip, that didn't fucking touch him.
God. Savard's trip, like, I think, what was it? Okay, whatever. Dvorak's high stick, center ice, whatever. I guess I don't know.
Both sticks went up, Sam. Both sticks went up.
That's the thing. And at some point, like, when are the refs let them play in the third period? And I'm not saying that. Okay, look, I'm not gonna go as far as say that we lost because of the refs, but they gave so much momentum to the Capitals, at least in the first period, for a good half of the game almost. At some point in time, like, you could run out of gas, like, after playing all these minutes on the penalty kill. Like, we criticize Mike Matheson a lot this year, and maybe even in these playoffs. Mike Matheson was a beast on the penalty kill. Mike Matheson was a beast on that 5-on-3. And it did change the momentum. They did grab a 2-1 lead. But
Tonight was
it was I don't know. It's a mixture of emotions. Like, you know what I mean? If the refs don't make those calls, does it change the outcome of the game? Maybe not. But you know what? Like, the team doesn't get half exhausted by trying to kill all those penalties.
The second period, you're in the penalty box for 10 minutes. You're fighting penalties for half of the period.
It was
10
ridiculous.
minutes of fighting a power play. That's exhausting, especially that 5-on-3. And you know what? Let's talk about the positive in this game.
Mm-hmm.
We were perfect on special teams.
Yeah, we were.
So
They
like
were.
I was convinced with killing all those penalties and scoring those power play goals, Sam, I was convinced we were winning this game. I was coming on this episode to tell you we're gonna name this episode
Yeah.
special teams
Yeah,
because it
specialty.
was so perfect. The game ended. I'll tell you where the game ended. Wilson's
Yeah.
hit on Carrière.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
a
it did.
clean hit. Okay,
No, no, I'm not gonna argue that either.
not
Yeah, I
arguing that
know.
hit,
I know. I know.
and I'll point fingers at some people for that moment. Okay, because that goal was not gonna happen if we would have just dropped our gloves at that moment. That hit, there's
Mm,
a Jack guy or Anderson or someone
I
to
think
fucking drop those
yeah,
gloves. You
yeah,
drop those gloves, that goal is not happening because that hit destroyed the momentum of the team and the
yeah,
fans.
yeah. So true. So
So
true.
I'm not gonna, guys, to all those fans who hate us, listen to the steps and say, "Oh, you're blue." No, I'm gonna say that hit was clean as fuck.
He destroyed and I get it, Ant, because I was thinking the same thing after that hit, being like, I maybe because the announcer said Josh Anderson was the closest to him, so I was hoping maybe he would have challenged him, but then all throughout my mind and the rest of the pair, I'm thinking like we need a forward that could challenge, but like not just Josh Anderson, but just somebody that could fucking take him, just go get him. And I understand it's a young team. Marty's still a young coach. Him too. He's trying to gauge the emotions of everyone. When's the right time to maybe send someone after a player? When is it not? If it is it ever a right time during the playoffs? I don't know. That's why I'm not an NHL coach. But throughout after that hit, all I kept thinking was we need someone to go after him. We need a forward. Yeah, we say Josh Anderson, but we need more. Arbor Jacki wasn't going to do it because I found Marty played Jacki very well this game, especially compared to game 3. But that's all I kept thinking about, Anthony, was somebody had to go after him, and it leads to a fucking stupid bounce that some people might blame Mike Matheson on that. He had to play the body. Now, did he have to try to do a hip check, or could he just stuck the arm out or something? Maybe. Heat of the moment, maybe. But still, the save was made, but the puck fucking bounces on Caulfield. Good on him for back checking, goes off him. One goal I did not like, and I'm going to say this, Jakub Dobeš should have froze the puck on Washington's first goal.
So 2 goals tonight were weak. I do
Fuck,
not want to
man.
blame
Take
Dobesh
those-
because he played a good
No,
game.
no, but
But that's 2 weak goals.
it's a goal. It's a play that Dobeš should have froze. It's obvious. It's obvious to everybody. He should have frozen that. He really should have frozen that.
I also
And-
kind of
and-
want to
and-
point fingers at Caulfield on that play because yes, Dobesh should have saved it, should have froze the puck. But the thing is, it hit his pad and went too far up. So, as maybe a rookie goalie,
Nobody was expecting Dobeš to kick
Just
it off
stop.
with his. Everybody was expecting him to freeze the puck, and I get it. He's a rookie goaltender. Him too. It's a learning process for a lot of these kids during these playoffs. That's one play. Maybe Dobeš. I think Dobeš himself knew he should have had that, and I think everybody knows that. And I'm not saying he played a bad game. He played a very good game. That second, the goal that tied it after Wilson's hit, it's not Dobeš's fault. He made the initial save. Caulfield back check. He's facing the player. It bounces off him. It goes in. Like, how fucking unlucky can you be on that
those
one?
are your like the real JKV just said. Those are goals that you need to make in the playoffs. Unfortunately, those are dirty goals.
Dude, 1,000% correct. We were just on the wrong end of it. Yeah, but I guess we can't help but say and think that you take those away, we have this game.
Mhm.
I'm certain of it.
No, 100%.
That's how the fucking cookie crumbles. Hey, look, Lane Hudson looked good on the power play. Lane Hudson messed up on the empty netter on the play when they pulled the goalie out with 2.5 minutes left.
I think that was too early though.
You know what? A lot of people are saying that too. There's a
Only
group.
because I guess they had the face off in their zone, so they wanted
Yeah,
to take
yeah,
advantage of it. Because
yeah,
Washington would have kept them to, and they wanted to give them more time, but there was no timeout called. All right, if you're gonna
yeah.
take out a
That's a
goalie, call that timeout to set up. I think it was. Okay, no, let me rephrase that
no,
because
but you might be onto something. You might be. It might have been a bit too early, but
yes and no, Sam. Because I get when I saw the goalie pull on the 2 minutes and 47 seconds, the first thing I said was, "What the fuck."
yeah,
Now I understood maybe why, because you're in the zone. Let's take advantage of that time that you're in it.
yeah.
Because sometimes it does take a long time to get back in it. If let's
Mhm.
say there's a minute and a half left, you're in your own zone. Washington finds a way to keep it in before you take. So you might have only 30 seconds with an empty net,
Well,
right? So I
and
understand
your top players are on the ice already, and they're gonna get gassed.
exactly. So I was questioning that, but if you're gonna call it that early, you should have called a timeout and set yourself up, plan a play.
But I mean, in all, and I totally get what you're saying. But in all fairness, Nick Suzuki won that faceoff. Nick Suzuki won that faceoff. It's two guys. They put all the pressure
Hudson.
on Lane Hudson, and they caught him. They caught him on the weak side. So I just want to look at Nick Suzuki here on the faceoffs. How did he do? Yeah, 50%. Him Newick 50%. Oliver Kapanen 60% too. Mind you, I don't think he took that many, but no, it's one of those losses that it's you're so upset because they had this, but you can't be upset at how they played. At least I can't. I
No,
can't find a way to be
but
upset
that's
at these
but
guys.
that's why I'm mad
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
if we would have lost on us because of us, like I told you at the beginning of the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
we lose four straight. I'm still happy. If we play like shit, it doesn't matter. We came where we are. We're a young playoff team,
Yeah.
inexperienced, fair. But now you have a team in front of you who are again. The series should have been right now 3-1 for us. The only
Fuck.
game I would
Or
probably give
yeah.
Washington is game two.
Yeah.
And even at
Yeah.
that, if it was that cross check would have
Mm.
been called, it would have been a whole different ball game. But whatever, let's give him that game. Let's give them that game.
You know what? Honestly, it should be 2-2 series right now. It really should. Yeah, fuck. If they win game one, if they win game one, they win game shoulda, woulda, coulda. I know it's all wishful thinking, but at the end, but I want to see if we could turn this into a positive. The youngest team in the playoffs, maybe one of the youngest teams in history of the playoffs. And we're all here saying that it could have been a 2-2 series if weren't for a lucky bounce or two. It couldn't even be a 3-1 series against a very, very good Washington Capitals team, best team in the East, one of the best teams in the league.
But
Those are
but Sam,
encouraging signs. Those
but
are
Sam,
encouraging signs.
but can I ask you this question?
Sure, Anthony.
And let's just throw it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest. Is Washington playing like the best team in the East? No, be honest, because
Dude, I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. If they play this way against whoever they face next,
they're losing.
they're not going to win the series.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
They're not going
They're
to win this
not
series.
playing like a first number one seed team.
Mm.
I'm sorry. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Habs fan. I expected Washington to come out strong in this series and destroy us in 4,000%.
Mm-hmm. I just think they have guys that have enough years of experience to know how to control their emotions, how to conduct themselves on the ice during pressure moments. You know, there's still a couple of guys from that team that won in 2018 that are still on this team. There's the Ovechkins, there's Wilson, there's Lars Eller who came back. There's John Carlson at the point too. There's still a couple of guys on this team, like basically some of the top players. They're or maybe not the top players, but some of the top names are the guys that won. And but you still have Dubois, who's pretty much a veteran at this point. Mangiapane, who's got a couple of years now already. You know what I mean? Like Dylan Strome, he's still a very good player. They got a couple of guys now who are almost in the prime of their careers in some sense, I guess, given the age that they're at. They're all in their mid to their late 20s. Obviously, Connor McMichael is young, but he's a very good young player too. But if our best players right now are the Nick Suzuki's, Cole Caulfields, now you got Uri Slafkovsky, Lane Hudson too. Let's be honest here. Ivan Demidov keeps looking more comfortable as the series goes and as the games go.
I don't know if you guys spoke about this last episode because I wasn't on it, but with Liney out, and again, no disrespect to Liney, but Caulfield back at his spot in the power play,
And he scored.
and Demidov on the first unit, beautiful.
Man,
Fucking beautiful.
I said this, and the Curfew Boys put out a tweet. We said Demidov is the second quarterback on that first power play with Lane Hudson, and look how great it worked out. Well, it mostly worked out great. I think they got they're 50% on the power play, 2 for 4, and you know, but that's, and again, like, that's the positive, but I think the I guess the negative of this game is that they couldn't get a goal 5-on-5. But once again, we could argue that, Jesus Christ, look how much time they spent in the box within the first 2 periods.
Yeah.
So, yeah, totally. I totally agree with that. The Canadiens, they still out-hit them. 34 hits against 26, 13 blocked shots. Unfortunately, a little too many giveaways, but they had the most takeaways too. So the face-offs and the shots was not good. Like, I really think the Canadiens, they try to come out with that same level of engagement and passion that we saw in Game 3. Obviously, it wasn't the same, but again, I just think all those stupid penalties that they got called on, like.
So I know said before that the Wilson hit was clean.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was, but now that I'm re-looking at it at a different angle, look at this.
Yeah, I know. But I mean,
You can say Carrier's head is down, but still, look at this.
Wilson's a bit of a bigger player. It's so. I not that I want to give Wilson the benefit of the doubt. I'm not trying to say that at all. But one camera angle does not tell or does not paint the whole picture. Like, you got to look at so many. You got to look at it so many ways. You know, like an angle up above and or a camera view up above and at a different angle is not always the same if it was like eye level on the ground. So I saw that picture. A lot of people are wondering. I mean, I think Ovechkin's hit on Jake Evans was dirtier than
100%. But take
Wilson on Carrier.
Take out that name out of his back and put another name. That's a 5 minute. That's a 5 or 10 minute and a suspension.
Look, well,
Just
maybe
saying.
it could be. Here's what I wanted to think too. Like, look, the hockey fan in me, I love Ovechkin. Congratulations to him and the record he did this year. But if I was any player on that ice, I would have fucking went after him. I don't care what his name is. Just send a message like screw you. You don't fucking do that. Did he do it? Did he do it on purpose? I don't know. I don't think he did. But still, it's still an interference hit. The shoulder almost to Jake Evans' head, who has a history of concussions. It's like, no, fuck you. Whether you did it on purpose or not, I'm coming after you. And I wish the same thing would have happened on that Wilson hit. I really, really do.
But the thing is now, Ovi is playing. He's playing dirty, okay? And I get it. It's playoff hockey, whatever. But he's okay. Let me rephrase that because I'm not saying that. Ovi knows he's untouchable because of his name, right? Like, there's certain players in the league that you cannot touch. You know, the McDavids, the Crosbys, the Ovies, and it's unfortunate that, you know, their names are protecting themselves because Ovi's been nothing but trying to hurt players. He's hitting the hits on Cole game 1, the hits on Carrier today that he missed, but still got his leg, which injured him. Right, he left the game. Now the hit on Evans, but no one's attacking him because he's untouchable.
Yeah,
and it's
I know.
unfair.
I mean, the Cole hit and I guess the hit on Carrier. No matter what, if he makes contact on that hit, it's clean. But
But still,
it's dude.
no, I'm not
I
saying what
hate
he's doing is wrong.
I hate being on the side of it, but that's it. He's playing hockey. It's
No,
playoff
no, no,
hockey.
no. I'm not. That's what I said. I'm not
Mm.
taking that away from him. Ovi is playing playoff hockey. He's doing what he's got to do, but he's protected of his name. That's what's pissing me off. That
Yeah,
rule in
well,
the NHL: do not take the
he's a
big names.
yeah, he's a superstar. He's a superstar of the league for our generation for 20 years. And yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
No, there's a rule in the NFL where you cannot touch the Mahomes, the Brady's. These are their money. You hurt a player like that, it
No,
the league
well,
loses money,
it's
right?
their
So,
prized possession, right?
but that's why. So now Ovi's taking advantage of that because now he's going and attack our players, and no one's gonna touch him back. Nobody.
It's well, I don't know. What do you do? Do you send those little slashes behind the legs, those little
Then,
cross checks?
but who gets the penalties?
Yeah, I know I know what you're saying. I get it. My God, like it's really hard to this game is a tough one to generate our emotions and try to be fully concentrated of what we want to say live during this episode because this is a tough one to fucking swallow. This one's a tough pill to swallow
Yeah.
because
No,
they
100%.
had it with 3 minutes left. Like I looked at that. I looked at that Mangiapane goal over and over and over, and I feel like these are the types of goals, like those mental errors that have been happening during these playoffs, especially in this series. Like it's a lack of communication of which defenseman is taking who, and then the centerman that's the third guy in, he's stuck with like like fuck, oh my god, the guy he thought he was going to cover now is getting covered by the other defense. Like oh fuck, I got to find this guy now, and that's kind of what would happen. What happened with Dvorak on this play? Like it was Gooley and I'm pretty sure it was Jacka on the ice. They tried to go for the two, and it left Mangiapane alone with Dvorak, but he also had Ovechkin on his right side. Like, what do you want Dvorak to do? Do I think Dobes should have had that goal? I don't know. I don't know if Dobes was screened. Just a big shout out to our boy Roberto.
I just found out he lives 2 minutes away from my house. Today I was driving I was coming home, and I see him walking down my street. And I was like, I just stopped, and I'm like, Roberto, and he's like, yay! And then, what's up, Roberto?
Yeah, that's
Now I
awesome.
know we're neighbors. So
Stalker alert.
I'll
No,
be the
for
stalker.
yeah,
Just joking.
stalker alert for him. Not like it's more like you're gonna stalk him now.
No, I know.
But no, I that goal just sucked the life out of the building. It really
No,
did.
it did, but I think the game ended at 2-2. That after that hit of Carrier, I
Yeah,
think that
no,
just
that's no for sure.
it's unfortunate. Like I said, we're look, we started this episode by saying how disappointing this is. I mean, because we're so invested now. Like I said, that's why I'm so mad because I came into this series very nonchalant,
Mhm.
didn't care about my superstitious moves. I said in
Yeah,
episode one, I don't care where I'm sitting, what I'm doing.
game one, I was fine.
I was fine.
Now forget it. Like I did a couple of things this game where I was like, I told my better half, don't do anything, don't move. I'm the one that gets up, that just went to go look something real quick on my laptop because it was in the moments. It was like, fuck, I think I have to. They ended up scoring. Oh my god! Like I'm not saying maybe it
No,
is my fault. Everybody can blame
it's
me,
your
but
fucking fault.
it's not
No,
my
but
fault. But
no,
yeah,
but seriously,
no,
we came
yeah,
into this series very non. Well, speaking of myself, and you're saying the same thing. We came in like, I don't care. Like every conversation I had with people, the Montreal Canadiens in the playoffs. I don't care. I'm just happy with the experience these kids are playing. But now we're game 4, and I'm so fucking invested only because you said it before, Sam. I know I'm repeating myself, but
yeah.
we're playing against a number 1 seed team, best in the NHL, and they do not look like that on the ice.
Oh
We
no,
are playing
I'm
better than
convinced.
them.
I'm convinced that if they play the same way against the second round, and I'm pretty sure they face the winner of
Carolina.
Carolina, New Jersey, which Carolina has a 3-1 lead. And
But that's
Washington,
gonna. I think that can change because now they lost their goalie. So
it's true. Freddie Anderson, I had the game on. It's true. So, and Washington, I'm pretty sure Washington has always had Carolina's number. But anyways,
now I want to say one thing
yeah,
before we lose this
yeah.
moment. It, again, I think Dobesh played a very good game today,
Hmm.
considering. Okay, again, I do not want to point fingers at Dobesh. All I'm saying is if Monty was in Nets with that momentum he built since game one, because he's been the best player on the ice
Yeah,
uh, in game 1, 2, and 3.
yeah.
You you play to he plays this game. I think we could have won it because you said it before. Those two goals, the only good goal tonight was Mangiapane's goal.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. Every other goal was goals that could have been stopped if it was a Monty.
Well, it kind of feels like sort of want to compare this, but it's not really a good comparison. But I guess in the sense we didn't lose because of Dobesh, but I get when you say that if Monty was in net, do we still get that win? I'd like to think so. I'm kind of thinking. Do you remember when Carey Price got hurt against the Rangers?
Rangers, yeah,
And then Dustin Tokarski came in net
and he brought us to game 6.
and played amazing, but you still can't help but think and wonder if but he's no Carey Price, right? Type
Yeah,
of deal. Now I get it. Sam Montembeault is not Carey Price, not even close. So hold on to the fucking fruits before you whip them at me. But yes, when your best player is your goalie since the start of the series, and
it hurt.
he kind of in more than one way, right? But in all honesty, I really I'm gonna say this, and it's no disrespect to Jakub Dobesh. Love the kid. I really think he's gonna be the backup again next year, or maybe they split duties. But if Montembeault is good to go, when's the next game? I believe
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night. If Montembeault is ready to go Wednesday night, you gotta put him.
I think so.
You gotta put him. Did you see what Marty said in his press conference? This is a tweet by Stu Cowan, but he quotes Marty here saying, "I will be careful with my words, but it's hard to watch some of these calls."
100%.
There's times where I know Marty is not the type of guy to lose his shit, and I think Andre Roy confirmed that when we met him at the Habs cave for the Liam Foundation fundraiser. Like he said it, even during his playing days, Marty wasn't one to lose shit, to fucking whack stick, But game one, Marty was a lot more vocal for some of those bad calls in game one. I kind of wish he was vocal tonight because Spencer Carberry, I'm pretty sure that's the name of Washington's head coach. When the Canadiens got the first power play, he was yelling at the refs, and like Sportsnet was like filming the coach, filming the ref, filming the coach, and they were going at it. After that, that's when all the calls started fucking going against us. Now, I'm not saying Marty has to be that. I don't know. Give me example. Let's use John Tortorella. His old to fucking yell and point out you know what I mean. But be like, hey, fuck, at least let the rest know there's two fucking teams here. The worst one, and I hate that we're still talking about the rest, but I'm going to say this: the worst one was Ivan Demidov skating along the left boards, and the defenseman literally is taking him and bringing him practically to the fucking Washington dressing room. How do you not call that?
You don't call that, but then you will call and okay. So
ridiculous.
We had said last year and the year before, and even at the beginning of the game, the series, it's playoff hockey. The refs are going to let them play. They're not going to hold on. TSN Sportsnet said exactly what I'm trying to say right now.
Oh yeah, they said I don't like those calls. Yeah.
No, but did you hear what they said when it was 5-on-3?
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised he said this on live TV though. But he's like, I'm so surprised. to get a 5-on-3 in a
Oh yeah.
playoff game.
You practically have to kill
You
someone.
practically have to kill someone.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's true.
am I listening to Sportsnet here?
Like,
You
damn.
practically have to kill someone to get a 5-on-3 in a playoff game, and then you go fucking do that. I was like mind blown for him to say that on live TV.
But
And to me, he's right.
but I think and also I think he means like you have to
No, it has to
practically like hit and hurt someone badly.
exactly.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah.
gonna
So
like in soccer, if you're gonna kick someone out and give a red card, you better be kicking the guy in the face or doing what Materazzi
jeez.
did.
Was it my
Zidane said to Materazzi, head butted him like that. That's what you do to get out of the game in an important game, right? Um, Calls like tonight, even though they shouldn't have been calls, if you're gonna call them, that's game 10 in the season calls, not a fucking playoff game when the game matters, man. The game fucking matters. I'm sorry. I'm so pissed because it should have been 2-2 right now. Again, I'm not saying I want to win. I want to win this series, but
Mhm.
I think this game could have went to 6 or 7. I'm being
Oh my god.
look. I'm sorry to all our listeners out there who are probably going to be mad at me right now by saying this and to believe and have faith. Look, to me, I think the series is over. I hope I'm wrong,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to be realistic here, guys. We're not supposed to be here. We had our fun. I think Washington just got their momentum after that hit, and I think they're gonna go home now, up 3-1 series, and just finish it off.
Yeah, they gotta win.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm
Yeah.
wrong, but I think the series is over.
You win one in Washington, you come back home. The Canadiens have a fantastic record at home. It ended tonight, but sometimes all you need is just one loss to kind of regain that momentum again.
Yes, Sam,
Just
but the loss.
Joey said this last episode. It's like they need to win one in Washington. If they could win one in Washington, they could win this series. So they have no choice. Well, look, they got no choice.
You want to win the series, you have no choice but to win one in
Big pizza pie. Hey guys, tough loss, but no, it's not over until it's over. We can beat them. I love the optimism. I love the
Again, I came into this series saying, we lose 4 straight. That is what it is. We're a young team. I think we had the momentum on our side. I think winning today, I'm being serious.
Yeah, it's fine.
You win today.
Share your opinion. You're allowed. You're allowed your opinion.
Yeah, it's my fucking podcast.
Exactly.
If tying the series at 2, we're winning in 6.
Yeah. The belief would have been a lot more there than it is now. Look what Stu Cowan kept sending out tweets here. Full post game quote from Marty St. Louis. It's hard. I'll be careful with my words, but it's hard to watch some of these calls. Look what he writes here. To me tonight, one of the mandates from the NHL was about embellishing. Ooh. Oh man. You know what? Maybe even Dobish too. Dobish, I see another tweet here, he's not happy with that hit. Renaud Lavoie from TVA Sport. Embellishment was part of what the referees were focusing on tonight, and Marty St. Louis said that he felt it wasn't the case tonight.
But what do you mean embellishment? With all the respect, I mean, just that example on Savard, the tripping call, that was full embellishment. He just threw himself. He went flying as if he looked like Bobby Orr. That flying into the air when Savard didn't even fucking touch him. The stick touched his belly button. Go look at the replay.
I know.
Belly button.
Well, I don't know if Renaud Lavoie misunderstood or something, or Stu Cowan misunderstood. Anyways, then Jakub Dobiš said, "I guess I don't really know the rules. I felt like it should have been a whistle. I meant it was kind of scary, but I guess the rules don't apply to everyone in this league." Oh fuck!
You know why I'm saying? Okay,
I have say what you're gonna say, but I have a question right after this comment from Big Pizza Pie. We need to use this as motivation, especially if Caddy is injured. Go say what you want to say, Ant, but then I have a major question.
To me, the reason why I say the momentum is all on Washington's side right now, after that hit, let's go back to the Boston days. This is a Lucic hitting, or what was the other guy who stick the finger to the crowd?
Oh,
Those two moments of
yeah,
having
yeah,
that
yeah, 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 yeah.
motivation, like now Wilson had like, and even Wilson scoring that empty netter, I'm
Well,
like,
but what pisses me off, what's so upsetting about tonight is he's having the last laugh right now.
I know.
I
That's why I
that
think the momentum's on
that
their
fuck.
side.
Look, the hockey player and fan in me says we would love to have a Tom Wilson on our team, but the Habs
100%.
fan in me right now is like he's public enemy number one, and like god damn it! But that hit on Carrier, if Carrier is injured, I think you just bring Struble in. Do you do
That's
do do they call up?
I thought of this during
Do
the
they
game. Like, do
do
you
they
call up a Mayu or Reinbacker or whatever? But I don't.
dude? Those are the two guys I'm thinking. But if you do that, I mean, I still think you got to call up a defenseman. But if you don't put Struble in, I don't know what kind of message that sends, though. And the worst thing is that Carrier and Matheson, they were doing quite like game 3. They were good together. Carrier was a beast, and he got that goal and got rewarded for it.
See, but if Carey is injured, that's
Fuck.
another thing that to me the series is over, because he was the different maker since he came into the lineup.
We'll
We were
find
winning
out.
games because of him. Like, and look, him
How,
out of the lineup, it costed us.
how many days? The game is on Wednesday,
Yeah,
so they have at least 2 days.
two
They have
resting days.
2 resting days, and instead of just one, like the series usually are. So hopefully he can recover. Fuck, I don't even know what to say.
I think he's concussed.
It's possible. At one point, when the cameras were on him, like I was
I don't think
trying
he knew
to.
where he was.
Well, that's the thing. I was trying to see if there was any signs of him looking like lost out there, like a deer in the headlights. I don't know. Maybe they sent him to the locker room for obviously for send them to the quiet room, the concussion protocol. And then like once they saw that they end up taking the lead and whatever happened.
No,
Yeah,
I think I think Struble plays. It would be stupid if they don't play him. He's a player that already played in this playoffs.
no, exactly. But do you still call up somebody because after that you only have Michael Pizzetta as your healthy scratch?
See,
Liney's injured. Liney's injured. Liney is not a healthy scratch. He's injured.
but if you
Like
put in Pizzetta in the lineup, then you're sending out a message saying we're not playing around anymore. Now you're gonna have Jacky and Pizzetta who's gonna fucking be a Wilson. You know what I mean? You put Pizzetta on the lineup. You
uh,
put Pizzetta on the lineup on Wednesday night. There's a fight, instant. A fight between Pizzetta and Wilson right away.
well, I mean, I want to disagree at because the exchange for like both guys in the box at 5 minutes is not worth it
No,
for Washington. Like Wilson going in the box just so Pizzetta can fight. Like he's not gonna do it. I can see Pizzetta fucking hitting everything he sees in his sight, but is he gonna get more than 5 minutes a game? I don't know. And you know what I mean? Like, but if you do that, then you're practically playing. I don't know. You're playing 11 forwards. I mean, look, who had the lowest amount of minutes? Oliver Kapanen had only 5 minutes and 33 seconds, but he's a centerman. Pizzetta is not. So, like, you don't want to take Jake Evans out of the new hook. You don't want to split Jake Evans, new hook, and Demidov. They're actually playing decently well.
yeah.
You're not. Yeah, like Heineman and Armia, they're not centermen. So I don't know. I don't know. And I love Pizzetta. I really do. He's a paisano like us. Wilson could destroy him. Like, and I don't. I'm not happy saying this, but Wilson can do damage to Pizzetta, and I love Pizzetta. Pizzetta, he's a tough kid. He's a tough dude, man. He'll withstand, but
I'm just
I don't know.
disappointed that they didn't do it when after that hit. No one went to defend Carrier because I think that
I
moment.
think the more I think about it, I really think Anderson was at the end of a shift. It's tough, man. In the heat of that moment, as viewers, fans watching at home, it's different. But I can't help but think the same thing. It's like I just want somebody to challenge him. Fuck, like I love that Josh Anderson could challenge him, but we need more. We need more. Like we need a Florian Jacki in his prime. We need a Luke Tuck in his prime. We need a Tyler Thorpe in their prime. Like we need those guys in their prime. But and here's the thing. So here, Big Pizza Pie said apparently Anderson went to him and he said no. There was a thing where Anderson was shaking the gloves off type of deal. I remember hearing that actually. Now that it just came to me. But anyways, all that to say is yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say for the rest of this episode, but we did take some questions from questions and thoughts from our followers on Instagram. I'm just gonna pull that up right now, but there's more games tonight, I believe, right?
No, there was one I think tonight. I think the Edmonton game. No,
Yeah, there's Edmonton. Yeah, Edmonton, LA. LA is winning 1-0. That's another team that you know what mm, I'm so upset right now. I hope all right before right before election day in Canada. I hope all the Canadian teams lose. LA's up 1-0. That's another team. Yeah. Oh my God. Jakob Dobish doesn't want to see referees Dan O'Rourke and Frederic Lecuyer in Washington for game 5. Damn, he's really going off. Yeah, but good for him. Good for him. Here's a slow-mo of the hit. So, okay, this might change things. I mean, I don't know if it will, but Wilson gets Carrier in the neck right over here, the side of the arm. He doesn't get him with the elbow. He doesn't get him with the shoulder. He gets him right over here, the side over here, right on the bicep area. Fuck.
Chris Nyland wrote Major League Donkey Show at the Bell Center.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, but that's fucking love Chris Nyland. Love him, lim
See, but you see the shoulder, but there's another angle that says the face. Look at this, it's the headshot.
No. He gets his neck. He gets his neck area with Wilson's arm gets Caddy's neck area. So I'm really curious to see if the NHL is going to look at this now. Very, very curious. I mean, Matthew Tkachuk didn't get a hearing for his hit on Gensel. I don't know if Wilson's going to get one.
I really hope Ovi gets looked at and Wilson gets looked at, because I'm sorry, I don't give a shit if you're number 8 and your record breaking year and this and that. You don't fucking do that. I'm sorry, but I really hope they both get looked at.
Yeah.
Which, between me and you, nothing's gonna happen. They're not gonna suspend Ovi. I'm sorry.
No. They're not going to. If this is a good question, if Carrier would have stayed on the ice, would the ref be obliged to blow the whistle?
If he stays down, yeah.
Maybe, yeah. But you got to understand, too, some players hate staying down. With the loss of Carrier, too, Roberto, do you call up Logan Mailloux? Maybe, man. Maybe. Mailloux or Ryan, but maybe. But it's a tough call because when do they play? They play their first game. When do they play their first game? I think they play. Yeah, they play May 1st. Oh, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough because Laval they're heading to Cleveland for their first game. So, oh my God. Okay. Anyways, let's get to the Instagram questions and thoughts here. Aiden.Ali11. Carrier has to stay on the ice until the puck gets deep before going for a change on the hit. I get it, dude, but like I don't think Carrier knew exactly where he was in that moment. I don't think he had any recognition or I don't think he just knew what was going on exactly in that moment on the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ruba underscore Vinyl, a follower all the way out in Norway, I believe. Many people on social media are very critical of certain players. Many people forget that this is their first time. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's tough tonight. It's tough tonight to be very critical. Like I said, like, yeah, we would have loved the Dobesh. We would have loved that play for Dobesh to freeze the puck. Maybe Jack-Eye Gooley read the play a little bit better. Maybe Matheson playing the body instead of trying a hip check. Maybe just stick the arm out or the shoulder. But on the overall, like, it's tough to be critical of the team in general tonight, man. They played a heck of a game, but thanks for sending that. Dawes underscore Garage. Do you start Monty if Dobesh closes this out? So this obviously came, a lot of these questions, there's only 5 of them, but a lot of these came before the start of the third period. We're going to say this, Dawes. If Monty is good to go, you got to put him in. That's it. That's all. 1.Chris961 just sent jizz, I guess, in honor for Zook. And last but not least, Angie underscore Mancini. Power play of the future with a couple of fire emojis. 13, 14, 20, 48, 93. Look, that Demidov deke and that feed to Slavkovsky was
Beautiful.
gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Gorgeous, man. So there's, like I said, to conclude, as much as this one freaking hurts, as much as this one stings, as much as maybe some of us think that this could be the beginning of the end, it's nothing but up from here.
100%.
It's nothing but upwards from here on out for these guys.
Well, look,
Because
even Marty said it, when he was young and he played the first time he made the playoffs, the year after, you're starting at a new level. Like,
oh yeah,
you're now at a next level.
Yes, that's a great point. That was a great
for
quote.
these kids.
And the best thing is that it's the kids that are the best players. Like I said, it's Nick Suzuki, it's Cole Caulfield, it's Uri Slavkovsky, it's now Ivan Demidov who's making plays, not looking comfortable. It's Lane Hudson on the power plays, quarterbacking that thing. Like, it's the future that's leading this team in these playoffs.
But that's why if we would have just lost normally, I'd be happy, right? Like, I'd be like, okay, look, they're young. But it's the way we're losing now when they're winnable games. That's what's pissing me off. And that's why it's hard to swallow tonight.
It's tough. It's very tough. Okay.
Let's call it a night.
Let's call it a night. A big thank you to everyone who showed up on YouTube and took part of the conversation. Thank you once again. Please like and subscribe. Let's believe. Let's believe. It ain't over until it's over. Last time we were in the playoffs, in the first round, we were down 3-1. And look what happened. So you never know.
You never know.
You just never know. Big shout out to our sponsors, Habs Cave, Les Délices Lafrenière, and Mike's Barbecue Rub. Give them a shout and a follow once again on Instagram. These are amazing people and amazing sponsorships. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Absolutely free. Follow the Curfew Boys on Instagram, Twitter, or X, TikTok, Facebook. All of our episodes. Oh, you okay there, Ed?
Yeah.
Take care. Big Pizza Pie. Go Habs. Go. Last but not least, episodes available audio format on platforms such as Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And I love this. Roberto says this. Where is he? Habs in 7.
I hope you're right.
No choice from now
I hope
on.
I'm wrong.
No choice from now on. Have a good night, folks. Thank you once again for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. And have a good start of your week. And we will see you on Wednesday. Until then.
Bye now.
Bye now.
Good night.